العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما بك ومعرفة يا رب العالمين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا سهلا سهلا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Yesterday, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam he arrived to Medina. And he let them leave the camel, walk the place that it will stop by itself, where it should stop, the place where the masjid should be built. So the camel it stopped on a land that belongs to Bani Najjar, to one tribe called Bani Najjar. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he asked who owns this building, this land, and then those orphans they came, they said it is ours. They wanted to offer this land for free. But the Prophet Muhammad he insists that they should get paid for it, and the Prophet Muhammad he asked Abu Bakr radiallahu anh to pay for them. Then the Prophet Muhammad he said, I will stay in this house, and it was the house of one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad. His name was Abu Ayyub al-Ansari. Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, of course, he was so happy that the Prophet Muhammad would be his guest. Now, Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, his house consists of 2 floors. But for your information, just to understand, 2 floors means 2 rooms. 1 room down, 1 room up. So don't think that it was a villa. Okay. So Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, he asked the Prophet Muhammad where do you want to stay? You want to stay down or up? So the Prophet Muhammad he said, I will stay down. But Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, he felt that it is difficult for him to be over the Prophet Muhammad. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, we, my wife and I, we feel that it is not nice that we are over you. Why don't you go up and we are down? So the Prophet Muhammad he said, better for me to be down because I receive visitors, so it will not bother you because the house is 2 rooms, 1 room down, 1 room up. So if anyone wants to go up, should pass by the room down. No. So the Prophet Muhammad he stayed down. Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, he and his wife, they were up. They say, Abu Ayyub al-Ansari is talking. He says that every day we cook for the Prophet Muhammad and we give the food to him first. We don't eat. We wait for him to eat, and then we eat after he finished, and we try to pick up the places where his hand touched. This is the Prophet Muhammad. So you have to check where his hand is touching. You know, the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, they always used to pick up anything touched by the Prophet Muhammad to get the blessing from it. Once the Prophet Muhammad was sitting, on his right side there was one young boy. Why? Because he came first. He is a boy. He sit?
他坐哪里呢？
On the left side of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi
他坐先知的左边。
Wasallam. Did he look at the boy and said, "Get out, get out, this is my place, you don't know who am I?" Did he say so?
他也没有去，就是跟那个小男生说，哎，走开啦，这是我的位置，哎。
No.
他也没有这样讲。
While today, all of us, we know what are we doing today. Today, this is the seat of this person, no one touch it.
今天呢，我们就说哦，如果知道这个人，就说这个是谁的位置，谁都不能动他。
And this is the place of this big person, don't touch it.
这是某个大人物的位置，不要碰。
But this was not during the real Islam, during the period of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
但先知王的那个时代，真的伊斯兰不是这样子。
Then the story didn't finish. Then one person came and he gave the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he gave him a cup of milk.
然后有一个人来给先知一杯的牛奶。
So the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he took this cup of milk, he drank a little from it.
那先知王的就喝了一点。
Because this is the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he should share everybody.
因为他是先知嘛，所以一定要跟大家分享。
After he drank a little, then he should give it to who?
他刚喝完，要给谁喝呢？
To who?
应该要给谁喝？
He should give it to the one on his right side.
那要先给他右手边的人喝。
But who is in his left side?
但是他左手边是谁？
Abu Bakr.
是阿布巴克。
Who is in his right
右
side?
手边是谁？
A boy.
是一个小男生。
The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he looked at the boy.
先知就看着这个小男生，
He said, "Do you allow me to give it to Abu Bakr?"
他说：“你可不可以允许我让先给阿布巴克先喝
What did the young boy say?"
这小男生说什么？
No.
他说不要。
Why?
为什么呢？
He said, "Ya Rasulullah, ask me anything else, but don't ask me to give up drinking from the same cup you are drinking."
他说：“你可以要求我做其他的事情，但是不要要求我去放弃可以跟你同喝一杯牛奶的机会。”
So he said no.
所以他就不要。
So the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he gave the cup to him.
所以他就把这个牛奶这个杯子给他。
So that boy, he drank a little and then he gave it to Abu Bakr.
这个小男生喝一点，然后就给阿布巴克喝。
See, this is Islam.
这就是伊斯兰。
Today, are we doing such things?
你今天有这样子做吗？
We know the answer.
我们知道答案。
So, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Abu Ayyub al-Ansari is telling the story that we cook for the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We let him eat first, and then after he finished eating, we collect the food, the tray. We put the food on the tray. After he finished eating, we take it and we eat after him, and we pick up the parts where he was putting his hand.
那阿米呢，就是把先知王的吃完的东西就放在一起，然后呢去看他有所碰过的地方。
Abu Ayyub al-Ansari is saying, one day, my wife and I, we were sitting and talking because it was dark. So we didn't notice, we didn't realize there was a bottle of water, that made of mud or something, So it pulled down.
那就是阿米又说，有一天呢，就他跟他太太在聊天，因为很暗，他就没有发现就是一个陶制的这个水壶，然后就翻倒了。
So when it pulled down, so the ceiling is made of what?
那他们的那个天花板是用什么做的？
It is not made of marble.
不是用大理石做的，
It was made of, not mud, it was made of wood
是用木头，
and some leaves of the trees.
木头和一些树叶。
So when the water dropped, then the water started to drop down.
然后这个水一翻倒就开始滴下来，
It didn't drop down to the lobby. It dropped down to the room down, the place where the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is sleeping.
就滴到先知王的睡觉的地方。
Abu Ayyub al-Ansari is talking. He said, when this water, when this bottle or whatever, when it dropped right away, Abu Ayyub al-Ansari is saying, we had only one cover we used when we sleep to cover ourselves using it. Right away we jumped, we took this cover and we put it. We don't want the water to drop over the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ.
那阿布阿又说呢，他说水一翻倒呢，他说我们只有一条被子在盖的，他就赶快把这个被子就是把它盖住去吸这个水，不要让它滴下去。
This is love
这就是他们对他的敬爱，
that you don't learn it in schools
只有没有办法在学校学到这样，
and you don't learn it in
没
universities.
有办法在大学学到。
This love, you learn it when you understand who is the Prophet Muhammad
就
ﷺ.
是当我们了解到先知王或者什么样的人，我们就会学习到这样的爱。
And Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, he said that once they cook they gave the Prophet Muhammad the food, and later when they want to take back the food, they found that the Prophet Muhammad didn't eat it.
有一次呢，他就是阿布莱又他就煮了这个食物给先知，就发现后来就拿回来之后，发现先知穆罕默德都没有吃。
So they were both Abu Ayyub al-Ansari and his wife. They were so worried and distressed, that for sure the Prophet Muhammad didn't like the food. Otherwise, why he didn't eat?
他们就很担心，说一定先知穆罕默德不喜欢吃我们的食物，否则他为什么不吃呢？
So Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, he went down. He said, Ya Rasulullah, we found that you didn't touch the food. Is there any problem with the food?
那阿布优呢，他就来到楼下，就跟先知说：“我发现你都没有碰这些食物，有没有什么问题？”
The Prophet Muhammad he said, no, there is no any problem. But I smelled in the food the smell of that tree, which is garlic. And he said, I am a person who talk to Allah at night. And I am a person who meet people during the day. So I don't eat that tree. You eat it, there is no problem.
那他就说这个食物没问题，只是说呢，我要吃的时候就闻到里面有那个蒜头的那个大蒜的一个味道。那因为我这样的一个人，我晚上都要跟阿拉讲话，然后白天呢我要跟很多人讲话，所以我不适合吃这个蒜头这样的东西。那你们吃没关系。
So this is why actually there are some scholars, they say that on Friday or when you are going to the masjid, better not to eat onion or garlic because this may hurt others. The smell may hurt others.
这就是有一些学者他们就持这样的论点，就说你礼拜五要去礼拜五的时候，尽量不要吃葱蒜这样的东西，因为你有可能会这个口臭会让人家不舒服。
So this is how the Prophet Muhammad this is where the Prophet Muhammad were living. And now let us move to the first thing the Prophet Muhammad did when he arrived to Medina.
就是他先头的在家里，他那边的生活是这样子。那这样讲说他在麦地那做的第一件事情。
There were main and important and basic things the Prophet Muhammad did in Medina once he arrived.
就是先知穆罕默德他一到麦地那就做了一个很重要的事情。
First, he built the masjid.
首先他就盖了这个清真寺。
Second, he made the agreement, which is we call it mu'akha. He made the agreement for a brotherhood between al-Muhajirin and al-Ansar. Who are al-Muhajirin? Immigrant, those who came from Mecca. Who are al-Ansar? The citizens of Medina.
那第二件事情呢，现在就是一到的时候就把那个麦地那的居民跟麦加来的移民呢，他们两者之间呢，就是做了一项协议，就是他们这个兄弟情谊的协议。
And we already talked about this agreement, how the companions of the Prophet Muhammad from Al-Ansar, how they use whenever they see one person coming from Mecca, they try to catch him. Why? Not to take what he has, to give them half of what they have.
其实我们讲到就是说，就是那些麦地那的居民呢，只要发现有麦加来的新移民，他就想办法去把他带回来，就是要跟他分享他所拥有的就是一切的，就是跟他分办。
And the agreement the Prophet Muhammad he made between Al-Muhajirin and Al-Ansar, it was so clear that they are brothers, they should support each other, they shouldn't, listen to this carefully, they shouldn't protect non-Muslims, even if they are their relatives, when it is against any of the Muslims.
就是说，他就让这个麦地那居民跟麦加来的移民呢，就是要有这样的一个协议，就是他们要有一个建立兄弟的一个情谊。那如果说他们自己本身麦地那他的亲戚，那他就是不信道的人。然后如果说有什么样的一个问题的话，他不能说要为了保护自己不信道的亲戚而去伤害穆斯林。
Of course, the one who has the right will take his right, no matter Muslim or not Muslim.
当然啦，谁对的话，他就要得到他应有的公道，不管他是不是穆斯林。
But don't support, this blood relation anger should kick it out. That you shouldn't protect your relatives only because they are your relatives. This is prohibited in Islam.
就是说，在伊斯兰来讲的话呢，你血缘之间的一个亲情呢，是要在那个伊斯兰的下面，是伊斯兰要在它的上面。
You should follow justice.
就是我们必须要去遵从这个正义。
So this is one of the things, one of the rules also in that agreement.
就是他们的协议的其中一个部分。
Now we go back to building the masjid.
那我们再来讲他怎么盖这个清真寺。
The Prophet Muhammad already knew the place they start right away, they start to build the masjid.
他们就马上开始盖清真寺。
How long did it take to build the masjid of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
那先知穆罕默德的清真寺一共盖了多久
12 days.
？12天，
It is not 12 months,
不是12个月，
not 12
也
years.
不是12年，
12 days.
12天就盖好了。
Why?
为什么呢？
Because it is important, it was important to have this place to start working, to start spread Islam, to start learn Islam from that place. So it was not important to make it so fantastic. It was important to make it fantastic in the people inside.
就是说，因为他们很需要这样的一个地方开始运作，开始来进行传道教导的一个工作，所以不需要盖得非常的富丽堂皇。重点是他要发挥他真正的功效。
And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was the first one who start working in building this masjid.
那先知穆罕默德是第一个开始动手盖清真寺的人，
So he didn't only give order.
他不是只有在那边下命令而已，
He is not similar as most of us today.
他跟我们大多数人都不一样。
Most of us today, we can do only one job, which is to be managers.
我们大多数的人现在呢，只有一份工作最适合，就是当总经理。
But actually, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, although he was the messenger, although he was the leader, although he was actually the king, but he was the first staff always.
那先知穆罕默德虽然他贵为先知，又是大家的一个领导人呢，但是呢，他总是第一个先动手做事情。
What was the main, or the building materials of the masjid?
那这个盖这个清真寺的这个材料是什么呢？
Palm tree,
棕榈叶、棕榈树，
wood,
还有木头，
and the leaves of the palm tree
就是棕榈叶，
and the sand.
还有沙子，
This was the masjid.
这是清真寺的材料。
So which masjid is better, this one or that one?
那我们这栋清真寺比较好，还是那一栋比较好？
Or which one is better? The best masjid in the world today or that one?
是现在全世界最富丽堂皇的清真寺比较好，还是这一座清真寺比较好？
This is the thing that we need to understand. Although we know it, but we need to really understand it. Today, if someone donate 100 million US dollar to build a masjid,
我们要了解到，今天有一个人他捐了1500万的1000万的这个美金要来盖清真寺，
so this money is enough to make a nice masjid, right?
这样的钱是足够去弄一个非常好的清真寺。
So we made a very, very big and nice and fantastic masjid in the downtown.
那我们就在那个市中心呢盖了一个非常富丽堂皇的清真寺，
But no one is praying inside.
但却没有人在里面礼拜。
What is the useful of this masjid?
那如果没有在礼拜的话呢，那这个清真寺有什么样的价值？
Nothing.
一点用处也没有。
But actually, all the Muslims in town, they will be asked on the day of judgment why they were not praying in that masjid.
那当然了，在这个城市里面，在市中心里面的穆斯林都会受到阿拉的审问，说为什么你没有去这个清真寺礼拜？
The masjid of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not made of marble,
那先知的这个清真寺并不是用大理石盖的，
and it was not made by the best and most famous engineers and those professional people in designs and so on to make the masjid.
也不是很有名的建筑师去设计的。
No, actually, there was no mimbar.
他那边没有讲道台，
What was the mimbar? It was an old tree, part of the roots, chunk of the tree. It was dead, old. So that was the mimbar of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
他们就用一个死掉的那个树干跟连着树根呢，他就是放在那边，就给先知穆罕默德当他的讲道台。
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to give the khutbah, he used to talk from this mimbar.
就是先知穆罕默德都在这个枯树干的这个上面这边
And
讲道。
later, they made one main mimbar for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
后来他们就弄了一个正式的讲道台给他，
So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he stopped going to that chunk.
所以先知穆罕默德就没有再站在那个树干上面了。
So then what happened? They heard, the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they used to hear a voice that this voice is from this chunk.
他们就发现这哭缺声是来自这个树干。
So they asked the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They thought that maybe there is a jinn there or something. They asked, "What is this?" So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he knew that chunk missed the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because he never went there again.
那就是先知王的，他们就在问先知说，到底是为什么？是不是有精灵在里面呢？那先知就说，其实不是，是因为这个树干在想念先知万梦的，因为他都没有再到他那里去讲到了。
So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went to that chunk and he put his hand there and he said, "It's okay." You know, he was just comforting him.
然后先知呢，就到他这个树干这边，就跟他说啊，没关系啦，就是安慰他这样子。
Do you feel surprised?
我们会觉得很惊讶吗？
Do you feel this is strange?
会觉得好奇怪哦。
Now let us say yes.
然后我们说好啊，对啊，这很奇怪。
Now, some animals we hear their voices,
有一些动物我们听得到它们的声音，
but we don't understand what is
可
this.
是我们听不懂它在讲什么，
Is it their problem or our
是
problem?
他们的问题还是我们的问题？
It is our
是
problem.
我们的问题。
Why?
为什么呢？
I told you this before. Now I am talking to you in English.
就我现在跟你用英文讲话，
So, most of you can understand.
大部分人都听得懂。
If I start to talk to you in Arabic,
如果开始用阿拉伯语讲话，
how many of you will understand?
有几个人听得懂？
Only one.
可能只有一个人听得懂。
Does it mean that I am not talking?
那表示我没有在讲话吗？
I am talking,
我还是有在讲话啊，
but you don't understand
只是
me.
你听不懂而已啊。
But you cannot say that the Imam is not saying anything.
可是你不能说这个伊曼都没有在讲话，
You cannot say that the Imam is only just giving some sound.
你不能说伊曼只是在发出一些声音而已。
No, I am talking.
还是有在讲话啊，
But you don't understand the
只
language
是
that
听
I
不
use.
懂这个语言而已。
So when 2 chicken or 5 chicken or 10 chicken or cow or bird or whatever, when they give this sound, don't say that this is nothing. This is talking, but you don't understand this
所以我
talking.
看到那个鸡啊，或者是一些狗啊，他们在讲，他们发出一些声音的时候，他们有在讲话，不能说他们有在讲话。
Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He says in chapter 24, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ or أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ يُسَبِّحُ لَهُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَالطَّيْرَ صَافَّاتٍ كُلٌّ قَدْ عَلِمَ صَلَاتَهُ وَتَسْبِيحَهُ. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying, all what is on earth, all what is in the sky, all what is between is worshipping Allah.
阿拉在第24章有讲天上地下的天上地下，就是他们两者之间的话呢，就是所有的东西都在讲话，都在称颂阿拉。
كل قد علم صلاته وتسبيحه. Each one of them knows exactly how to worship Allah.
就是他们大家都知道怎么样去崇拜阿拉。
And in another ayah, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ التَّسْبِيحَ. But you don't understand how they worship.
那另外一节阿拉说的是你不晓得他们怎么样去崇拜阿拉。
Everything here is worshiping Allah Tabaraka wa
这里
Ta'ala.
所有的东西都在崇拜阿拉。
See, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He says in the Quran that don't you see, you Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and all of us, don't you see that everything Allah creates is worshiping Him?
那阿拉呢，在古兰经有问先传跟先传的，还有跟我们说呢，你难道不知道没有看到吗？所有我创造的东西，他们都在崇拜我。
Allah said the tree, they are worshiping Him.
树也在崇拜他，
Animals, they are worshiping Him.
动物也在崇拜他。
But then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, وَكَثِيرٌ مِّنَ النَّاسِ, and some or many of human beings.
就是有一些或是很多的人
So He
类，
didn't say and all human beings. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He said, all trees, they are worshiping Him.
他说阿拉说的所有的树木都在崇拜他，
All animals, they are worshiping
所有
Him.
的动物都在崇拜他，
And some human beings, they are
那
worshiping Him.
有些人类在崇拜他。
And many of them, وَكَثِيرٌ حَقَّ عَلَيْهِ الضَّلَالَ, and many of them, they don't worship Him.
那很多人类都没有在崇拜他。
Today, maybe 5 billion are disbelievers,
我们今天来看的话，大概有50亿的人都是不信道的，
maybe even more.
也许更多。
And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala still allow them to drink, still allow them to eat, still allow them to breathe, still allow them to stay alive.
阿拉还是允许他们继续的生活，
Why? Because this life means nothing to Allah,
因为这一生呢，对阿拉来讲是根本就微不足道的，
but it means a lot to you,
但是对我们来讲，好像却是很有价值的。
and you will be asked about it.
那到时候我们会受到审问。
Today, you find that if we check and think, we find that most of our time is wasting.
今天我们如果好好仔细去看的话，发现我们很多的时间都是浪费掉的。
Some people, they sleep early, they wake up early.
有些人早睡早起，
But then what they do the rest of the day?
然后其他时间都在干嘛？
Either nonsense talk
就是说讲一些没有意义的话，
or playing all the time
或是一直在玩乐，
or maybe studying all the time
或者是一直在读书，
or working all the time.
或是一直在工作。
But when you are studying and working all the time, where is Allah in your life?
当你一直在读书、一直在工作的话，那阿拉在你的人生放在哪里？
When you are studying, do you remember Allah in your studies?
那你在读书的时候，你有纪念阿拉吗？
When you are working, do you remember Allah in your working?
在工作的时候有纪念阿拉吗？
When you are studying, do you ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to give you more energy and to give you and to help you to study more and to understand faster?
你在读书的时候有请求阿拉帮助你能够读得更好吗？
The companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, sometimes they reveal, sometimes they recite Quran and they don't understand. Like once, Hisham ibn al-As, one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, Umar ibn al-Khattab, he sent a letter to him. In that letter, it was written, Quran, actually it was a part of Quran was revealed. And that Quran was revealed for Hisham ibn al-As.
那这个 Hisham 那个人呢，就是说有一次那个欧玛呢就给他一封信，那里面就是有就是降世的古兰经，那的一些经文，那特别是为他而降的。
Alaykum salam wa rahmatullah. Because Hisham ibn al-As, he was going from Mecca to Medina. Then Abu Jahl catch him. So when he catch him, he let him go back to Mecca. He forced him to go back to Mecca.
因为他那时候要从麦加要逃到麦地那，就被阿布加和抓到，就把他抓回去麦加。
And he was pushing him not to let him go back to Medina.
他就要不要让他再回去麦地那，
So he accepted not to go to
所以
Medina.
他就接受不要回麦地那。
He was a companion of the Prophet
他
Muhammad
是先知
SAW.
的弟子，
But he made a mistake. So what?
他犯了一个错。
Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed Quran because Hisham ibn al-As that time, when he did that mistake, he thought that Allah would not forgive him.
因为他当他犯了那个错的时候，他以为阿拉再也不会饶恕他了。
So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed Quran. قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. You Muhammad SAW, tell people, tell them, Ya ibadi, my servant. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is talking.
阿拉就将这个经文，就是说穆罕默德，就是你告诉我的那个仆人。
Who? Ya ibadi الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم. My servant, those who made some mistakes.
就是那一些犯了一些错误的仆人，
لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Never give up the mercy of Allah.
就是绝对不要放弃阿拉给他的恩典。
إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا. Allah forgive all sin.
阿拉会原谅所有的罪过。
And the rest of the ayahs. Hisham ibn al-As, he read them. And he still doesn't understand why Umar ibn al-Khattab, why Umar sent him those ayahs.
那于像他念到这些经文的时候，他就还是不了解为什么欧玛要寄这个给他。
Umar is not an idiot. He knows what is he doing.
那欧玛他当然知道他在干嘛。
And Hisham, he read those ayahs, keep on reading them. He didn't understand why Umar ibn al-Khattab sent them to him.
那于像一直读，他还是不晓得为什么欧玛寄给他这封信。
Then what did Hisham do?
后来于像怎么做呢？
Did he say, let me check some dictionaries? No. What did he say? He said, Allahumma fahimniha. Oh Allah, I'm asking you to let me understand those ayahs.
他说阿拉，我请求你帮助我去了解这些经文，
Then he read them.
然后再读一遍，
Then he understood them.
然后就了解了，
Right away.
马上。
Is it difficult for Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to let you understand?
阿拉要帮助你去了解，会有困难吗？
It is not difficult, but are you asking in the correct way?
当然不困难，只是重点是我们是不是有正确的方式去请求阿拉？
Are you asking in the right way?
我们是不是正确的方式去向他请求？
What is the right way?
什么是正确的方式？
The right way is that when you are asking Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala for something, you must be 100% sure, you must have 100% confident that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will do it for you.
正确的请求的态度呢，就是说，当你在向阿拉无论请求什么东西的时候，你要100%的一个信心，肯定知道阿拉一定会给你回复。
But when you are not sure, then not necessary to get it.
那如果说你还有一点迟疑的话呢，那你不见得就会得到阿拉给你的回复。
Now, we go back to the masjid. The Prophet Muhammad SAW, he started to build the masjid.
那先知还要开始盖这个清真寺。
The companions of the Prophet Muhammad SAW, all of them, they were helping and they were even saying some poetry, some songs and so on while they were working.
那先知弟子们都一起帮他工作，那而且呢，他们也有些人还会吟诗作对啊，然后会唱歌啊，就是在工作的时候。
And the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he was building with them and he was singing with them.
那先知穆罕默德跟他们一边工作一边唱。
The Prophet Muhammad SAW, he was saying, Allahumma la aisha illa aishul akhirah, farham al-ansara wal-muhajira. Oh Allah, the real life is the life in the hereafter. Oh Allah, mercy al-muhajirin and mercy al-ansar.
他说：“阿拉，真正的人生呢是在后世，请求你赐给这些麦地那的居民，还有麦加来的移民，给我们这些恩典。”
They were all working on building this masjid.
他们一起重新协力来盖这个清真寺。
And one of them, he said, let us make some what we call it, similar to the brick, but that stones, but made of mud.
就他们有些人就建议说，我们用那个泥土来做一些砖块、泥砖。
You know that one, right? So they were making it.
他们就做的这些泥砖。
And then they were making it, and others they were carrying it, and some other stones they were carrying it to make the first part only of the masjid.
他们就开始用这些砖块开始盖这个第一部分。
So they were carrying one by one.
他们就一个一个的抬这些砖块。
But then when Ammar ibn Yasir, you remember who is Ammar ibn Yasir? Ammar ibn Yasir, the one that his mother and father were killed in front of his eyes.
就是阿曼尼本亚瑟，这个我们之前有提过，就是他的爸爸妈妈在他的面前被杀死。这个。
Remember his mother Sumayya and his father Yasir. You remember?
就我们记得吗？就他妈妈是苏麦亚，他爸爸是亚瑟。
So Ammar ibn Yasir, all of them they were carrying one. Ammar ibn Yasir, other companions, because one companion came, so they give him one, so he go. Another one came, they give him one, go. When Ammar ibn Yasir came, they give him two,
就是说每
and
个
then
人
he go.
就是人家来的时候啊，人家给他一块砖块，然后他去搬。然后等到阿曼尼本亚瑟来的时候，他们就给他2块砖块。
They used to tell him, Ammar, you carry one on your behalf, one on behalf of the Prophet Muhammad SAW.
大家都跟他说呢，你一块呢就是你自己搬，一块你是帮先知马穆德搬。
They were joking,
他们在开玩笑。
and they know that he was strong, and they know that he was so active, so no problem.
因为他身体很强壮，而且他的精力很充沛，所以说没有关系。
Then he became tired,
可是后来他就累了，
so he went to the Prophet Muhammad
他
SAW.
就跑去找先知马穆德。
He said, Ya Rasulullah, they want to kill me.
他说阿拉的使者，他们要想要把我杀死，就是要让我害我死掉。
The Prophet Muhammad SAW, he put his hand on the hair of Ammar ibn Yasir,
他就把他的手放在这个阿嬷他的头上，
because there were some mud or dirt, so he was helping him to clean his head.
因为他头上有一些泥土，他就帮他把那些灰尘把它
Ammar
除掉
ibn。Yasir, his hair was curly.
那阿嬷她的头发是卷的，
So the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he was cleaning his hair, and he said, No, Ammar, they are not killing you.
那他就帮他剥去他头上的那个灰尘，然后说阿嬷没有啦，他们没有要害死你啦。
This is important thing we need to learn.
这是我们很重要学习的。
What did the Prophet Muhammad SAW say that time? That time was the first year of al-hijrah, of the immigrant.
这是第一年，就是迁徙的第一年。
The Prophet Muhammad SAW, he said, No, they are not killing you.
他说他们没有要害死你啦，
Those who will kill you, they are the bad people.
那些如果真的会把你害死的人就是坏人。
The bad people will kill you, Ammar.
他就说会杀死你的人都是坏人，会是坏人。
Who killed Ammar?
那后来是谁杀死他的？
Who killed Ammar ibn Yasir? Ammar ibn Yasir was killed during the war. Listen to this carefully because this is important. Ammar ibn Yasir was killed during the war between Ali bin Abi Talib and Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan.
就是阿玛这个人要被压死了，他被杀死的时候呢，是在阿里的那个时代，阿里跟马尾的那个战争的交战的时候。
Ammar bin Yasir was in the army of Ali.
那阿玛他是在阿里他的这个军队里面。
And the one who killed Ammar bin Yasir was one of the soldiers of Muawiyah.
那杀死阿玛的这个人呢，是这个马尾亚的一个士兵。
But today when we say Ali bin Abi Talib, what we say? Radiyallahu anhu.
就我们今天讲到这个大贤阿里的话，我们就会后面再加上这一段话。
What is the meaning of radiyallahu anhu? May Allah be satisfied with him.
愿阿拉对他感到满意。
So today when we say Ali bin Abi Talib, we say radiyallahu anhu.
所以我们讲到阿里的话，后面就加这一段，愿阿拉对他满意。
And when we say Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, what we say?
那我们讲到马尾亚这个人的时候，我们说什么？
Radiyallahu anhu. Same, exactly.
也是一样的。
Why? Why?
为什么呢？
Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he made dua for Muawiyah.
因为阿拉有为这个马尾亚做这个dua。
Because Muawiyah was one of those who were writing the Quran during the period of the Prophet Muhammad.
因为马尾亚就在先知穆罕默德那个时代呢，他是其中一个在帮忙，就是记载写下这个古兰经的人。
Now, was Muawiyah bad?
马尾亚他以前是很坏吗？
No. Was Ali bad?
那阿里坏吗？
No.
他也不坏。
Today, this is important to understand. Today, all the problems between Sunnah and Shia is because of this part.
那今天所有什叶派跟逊尼派之间的问题，都症结点都在这个地方。
But let me ask a question. Today, is there anyone who is better than Ali bin Abi Talib?
那我们问一个问题：今天有任何人比阿里更优秀吗？
No.
没有人。
Today, is there anyone who is better than Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan?
今天有任何人比马尾亚更优秀吗？
No.
没有。
Both of them, they were doing this for the sake of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala from their point of view. Ali bin Abi Talib, he saw that he is the leader of the Muslims.
那他们这两个人当初都是举一都是为安拉，然后来去做这件事情。那阿里当初他的着眼点呢，是为了穆斯林而做。
Muawiyah said that you, Ali, should kill those who killed Uthman.
那个马尾亚他的出发点是说，阿里你应该要把那一些杀死奥斯曼的人杀掉。
But Ali didn't want to fight against them at that time because those people, they were becoming bigger and bigger, so he didn't want to attack them now.
阿里当时不想在那个时间点去把那些杀死奥斯曼的人杀掉，因为他们那一群人的势力越来越大。
But then Muawiyah, he insists to go and attack them.
但是马尾亚他就坚持一定要去攻击那一些人。
And actually, during this is just for us to understand how our ancestors they were,
那我们现在了解一下我们的祖先是怎么样的，
how the real Muslims they were.
就是他们真正的穆斯林是怎么样的人。
During this argument between Ali and Muawiyah, who wanted to take the advantage? The king of Rome.
就是说，在他们两方在争执的时候呢，就是谁渔翁得利呢？就是罗马的国王。
He found that this is a very good chance to destroy half of Muslims.
他们就发现这是很好的机会，可以把一半的穆斯林都把它歼灭掉。
So what did he say?
所以
What
他
did
说
he
什么
do?
呢？他怎么做呢？
He sent a letter, the king of Rome. He sent a letter to Ali.
所以罗马的国王就捎了一封信给那个阿里。
And he sent another letter to Muawiyah.
那写了另外一封信给马尾亚。
He sent a letter to Ali and he said, I heard that there is a problem between you and Muawiyah. If you want, I can send my army, I can send an army to you to support you attacking Muawiyah. I can send an army. The first soldier is here and the last soldier is in your kingdom. See how big army is it?
那罗马的国王给阿里的信中就说：“我听说你跟马尾亚之间有什么样的一个争执？那如果你要的话，我可以派遣我的军队去帮助你。那我的第一个军队在你那个地方，我第二个军队就在我这里，就是这么长，队伍这么长，就是那么多人的意思。”
And he sent exactly the same letter to Muawiyah.
那同样一封信的内容，他也送给了这个
the king of Rome, he received the same letter from both of them.
那个罗马的国王他收到他们两个的回信，也是都写的一模一样。
They didn't talk. Ali and Muawiyah, they didn't talk about this letter from the king of Rome.
阿里跟毛比亚他们并没有去讨论那个罗马君王给他们的这封信的内容。
But both of them replied according to what they learned from who? From the Prophet Muhammad
但是他
sallallahu
们
alaihi
都
wasallam.
跟先知穆罕默德所学到的来去回复这封信。
Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, he sent a letter to the king of Rome. What he said in that letter? He said, 2 brothers, they are arguing for small thing.
那阿里的信中说呢，两个兄弟为一点小事在争执。
If you don't shut up, this is what he said. If you don't shut up, I will send an army. The first soldier of the army is here, and the last one of the army is in your front to cut your head and give it as a gift to Muawiyah.
他说：“如果你再不闭嘴的话呢，我会派遣我的军队，我第一个士兵在我这里，最后一个那个士兵呢就在你的国王的那个宝座的前面，然后呢他会把你的头砍掉，然后把你的头呢拿去送给毛维亚。”
And he got exactly the same letter from Muawiyah to cut your head and give it as a gift to Ali.
然后呢，他收到毛维亚的信，内容也是一样，他说会把你的头砍掉，我要送去给阿里。
Today, are we doing the same?
那我们今天有像他们这样子的处理事情吗？
Today, we are seeking the protection from who? From the enemies of Islam.
那我们现在呢，反而是去寻求那些伊斯兰的敌人来帮助、来保护我们。
Today, we are checking hands with the enemies of Islam to destroy other Muslims.
今天呢，我们是跟伊斯兰的敌人来握手言和，然后来去毁灭掉我们其他的穆斯林兄弟。
And then we want to criticize Ali and Muawiyah.
那我们还想说自己可以去批评阿里跟毛维亚。
Once, one of the Imams, when he heard about this, he said, a step of Muawiyah, Muawiyah was with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. A step of Muawiyah that comes equal to the step of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in Medina, equal to all of those people who are arguing against Muawiyah.
他就是有一个imam，他曾经讲到说呢，毛维亚他踏的一步，然后就是跟先知穆罕默德一样的一步，都会比我们所有那些为这个毛维亚跟阿里这件事情在争执的人都还要大步。
And it is enough that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, once he raised his hands and he made dua, especially for Muawiyah.
那先知穆罕默德曾经为毛维亚就是来做dua。
And of course, all of us, we know how many dua the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ made for Ali.
那我们也知道先知穆罕默德为阿里做过多少的dua。
So this is a trial, this is a test, happened away from us. We were not involved, so no need to involve our tongues in this trial.
所以他们两个人之间当时这个争执呢，我们跟我们一点关系都没有，所以我们不用把自己也牵扯进去，用自己的舌头，然后把自己卷入这件事情里面。
Where is Muawiyah now?
毛维亚现在在哪里？
Dead.
死了。
Where is Ali now?
阿里呢？
Dead.
也死了。
Why are we fighting for 2 people who were dead 1,000 years ago?
为什么会要一个就是两个1000多年前死掉的人来争执呢？
Leave it. On the day of judgment, we will know what happened.
就是反正到审判日大家就知道，就是见分晓啦。
So this is what the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told Ammar ibn Yasir.
所以先知穆罕默德当时就跟这个阿嬷也比较就这样讲。
In 12 days, they built the masjid.
那12天把清真寺盖起来。
And the masjid was ready. Of course, ready, don't think that it was ready, in this fantastic way. But it was ready for what? For praying and for learning.
就是清真寺已经一切都就绪，但像跟我们现在是不能比的。不过就是大家已经可以在里面去学习了。
So we said that the first thing the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did was the masjid.
所以他做的第一件事情就是清真寺。
The second thing the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did was the agreement between al-Muhajirin and al-Ansar.
第二个就是麦地那跟麦加这边居民的一个移民的他们的一个协议。
The third thing the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did was an agreement between Muslims and Jewish.
然后第三个协议就是麦地那的穆斯林跟当地的犹太人之间的协议。
Why? Because Jewish, they start to cooperate together, they start to collect themselves together because they were afraid of Muslims.
因为那些犹太人开始团结起来了，因为他们开始害怕这些穆斯林。
And they were ready to cooperate with disbelievers against Muslims.
那些犹太人也已经准备好去跟那些不信道的一起来合作，来对抗穆斯林。
And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he already got the wisdom.
那先知穆罕默德有这个智慧，
He didn't want to attack them. He didn't want to kill them first because it was not allowed yet to attack or to defend.
他还没有想说要去攻击他们，因为他还没有得到这个允许去反击。
Second, because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he didn't want to get in a fight and then other people or other tribes from disbelievers, they will support them. So maybe there will be dead people and some lost.
因为他不需要这样的一个战争一起的话，那些不信道人加入，那可能会很多的穆斯林会死掉。
So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he collect all the Jewish and he said, let us sign an agreement together.
那先知呢，就把所有的犹太人叫过来，就说来，我们来签一项协议。
Of course, Muslims, they became bigger.
那穆斯林已经越来越强大了。
And Jewish, they were little, they were small.
那犹太人其实是比较小的团体。
And that agreement was good for Jewish.
那这个协议对犹太人来讲是一件好事。
That agreement, it said that anyone who is trying to attack Jewish, Muslims should help Jewish to kick those people who are attacking them.
就是第一条呢，就是任何人要攻打这个犹太人的话，那穆斯林要帮忙犹太人去把这些攻打他们的人赶出去。
In return, anyone who is attacking Muslims, Jewish, should help Muslims to kick them out.
那同样的，如果任何人要攻打穆斯林的话，那犹太人也要帮助穆斯林去抵抗那些外来的侵略者。
Actually, the Prophet Muhammad he didn't really care that Jewish will help or not, but he said this because he didn't want Jewish to attack Muslims.
那先知穆罕默德他其实并不期望说犹太人真的会帮他们来抵挡外敌的侵略，只是他希望说签这样子的话，至少犹太人不会自己去攻打穆斯林。
And then one part of the agreement, whatever money Jewish make, it is their money. Whatever money Muslims make, it is their money. No one take the money of each other.
然后再来其中一点就是说，犹太人赚的钱就他们自己用，穆斯林赚的钱就他们自己用。
And they can deal with each other. They can do business with each other according to the law of Islam.
他们会根据伊斯兰的规定，然后彼此之间来做生意。
So, Jewish, they were so happy with this agreement.
那犹太人很高兴签了这项协议。
So this is the second thing the Prophet Muhammad or the third thing the Prophet Muhammad
这
did.
是先知做的第三件事情。
So see, when we check this, we will find that the Prophet Muhammad he was not depending on Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and staying at home.
看到这些事情，就发现说，先知穆罕默德并不是坐在家里什么事情都不做，然后完全就是请阿拉来做。
He was not depending on Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and saying that, okay, you go, you work, you do whatever you want, no problem. Allah will support us.
那也不是说你们随便要做什么都没关系，反正阿拉会帮助你们。他也没有这样做。
He was doing all the things that he had to do and depending on Allah Tabaraka
而是
wa
他已经
Ta'ala.
把自己的本分全部都做到了，然后再仰赖阿拉。
We can see that the Prophet Muhammad he built a very perfect system for a country.
事实上，先知穆罕默德呢，他就是为他们建立了一套就是一个国家所能拥有的非常好的一个制度。
It had system,
就他们有非常好的一个制度，
rules,
有一些规矩，
orders, and so on. Everything was clear.
就是每样事情都讲得非常的清楚。
And the factory was ready,
然后
which is the masjid.
然后这清真寺也盖好了。
The factory for producing what? For producing real Muslims going out and spreading Islam everywhere.
那这清真寺呢，就是一个工厂，这工厂是要生产出非常的就是名副其实的穆斯林。那这些穆斯林就是一颗种子，然后出去外面来传播伊斯兰。
Another thing happened in that year, in the first year of Hijrah. Hijrah is immigration. Another thing happened in that year was what? Was the adhan.
那就是从这一年当中呢，也发生了另外一件新的事情，就是阿赞，就是换办。
The Prophet Muhammad was thinking in a way to call people to come for praying. They used to come without calling. They used to check the time. They know that it's almost the time. They go without any calling.
就他们原本的就是要礼拜的话，他们就是自己都会看时间，然后自己就去，都不用换拜。那可是先知穆罕默德就想说，要想出一个方法来把大家就是来换拜这样子。
find a way to collect Muslims.
那先知穆罕默德他要想出一个方法，可以把所有的穆斯林一起召集过来。
But in Islam, we don't follow others. No, we have our own system. We don't follow others.
那伊斯兰的话，我们不要去追随人家的脚步，我们有自己的一个系统。
So he didn't want to use the bell,
所以他不想用那个像基督教一样敲钟，
and he didn't want to use the fire to show people that it is time for
他
praying.
也不想用那个点烟火，
So he was thinking of a way.
所以他想要用一个方式，新的方式。
And then one day, one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad Abdullah bin Zayd, he came to the Prophet Muhammad he said, Ya Rasulullah, I saw a dream last night.
那有一天呢，他的一个弟子阿卜拉 Zayd， 他就来跟先知说呢，我昨天晚上做了一个梦。
And he said, what is that dream?
他就问说你做什么梦？
He said, I saw a dream that I found one person who is selling things, and I found that he has a very big bell, same as the church, that bell.
他就说我就做一个梦，一个人在卖东西，他有一个很大的钟，敲钟。
So Abdullah bin Zayd is saying that, and in my dream, I told that person, I asked that person, how much is this bell? I want to buy it.
那我就问那个人说，你这个钟多少钱？我要跟你买。
So that person in the dream asked Abdullah bin Zayd, why you want it?
那在梦里面，这个人就问他说，你为什么要买我的钟？
He said, I want to donate it for the masjid, to use it for calling people to come for praying.
他就说呢，我想要捐给清真寺啊，就是可以叫唤大家过来礼拜。
So that person in the dream, that person told Abdullah bin Zayd, I can teach you something better.
然后这个梦里面这个卖这个钟的这个人呢，就跟他说呢，我可以教你另外一个更好的方式。
He said, what is it?
然后就说什么方式？
He said, say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Hayya ala salati, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala falah, Hayya ala falah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. This is the adhan.
刚刚他就念的这一段阿拉伯语，就是我们的换拜词。
So that person went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, Ya Rasulullah, last night I saw a dream. In that dream, and the dream is so.
那这个人就跟先知穆罕默德说，我昨天晚上做了一个梦，然后这个梦里的情境就这样子。
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Inshallah, this is a true dream, and it is from Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala.
先知穆罕默德就说呢，อินชาอัลลอฮ์这是一个真实的梦境，是阿拉给我们的启示。
Then the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't finish yet. Umar ibn al-Khattab came.
那先知穆罕默德还没讲完，那欧玛就进来了。
He said, Ya Rasulullah, last night I saw a dream. Someone was telling me, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. He said the adhan, exactly the
然后
same.
欧玛进来说，他说阿拉的使者啊，我昨天做了一个梦，有人跟我讲说这个，他就念的这个同样的那个换拜词。
Then other 6 or 8 companions, they came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the same day. They said that last night we saw this dream with this adhan.
那同一天之后呢，接下来有6个到8个人也是不约而同的来跟先知穆罕默德讲，他们做了同样的一个梦境。
What we learn from this?
那我从这里有学到什么？
We learn from this that Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, He wants others to share in building Islam.
因为阿拉呢，他要让其他的人一起来分享，就是打造伊斯兰的这样的一个荣耀。
It was not everything from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam only.
不是所有的荣耀都归先知穆罕默德。
So others, you are Muslim, come and share in building Islam.
那你是一个穆斯林，那你们一起过来，我们来分享这样的一个荣耀。
You are also Muslim, come and share in building Islam.
那你是一个穆斯林，那你过来，我们一起来打造伊斯兰。
Today, are you a real Muslim?
如果你今天是一个好的、一个真正的穆斯林，
You will get the chance to share in building real Islam.
如果你是一个真正的穆斯林的话呢，你就会得到这样的一个机会，来去分担这样的一个打造伊斯兰的一个工作。
But are you ready?
但是问题是我
Are
们自
you
己准
ready
备
for
好
this
了吗？
responsibility?
我们准备好要分担这样的一个工作吗？
Of course, we need to understand something also that when you dream a lot, what does it mean? When you dream a lot, it means that you sleep a lot.
那我们要想到说，了解到说，如果我们做很多梦的话，表示什么？那表示我们睡得很多，睡很久，
Right?
对不对？
And you cannot change your dreams. You cannot translate your dreams into reality if you don't wake up.
就说你如果不醒过来的话，你没有办法把你的梦境变成事实。
When you sleep, when you have to work, you only sleep 5 hours a day.
如果我们要工作的话，一天睡5个小时就好。
When you don't have hours a day.
如果不用工作的话，就一天20小时在睡觉。
Then when are you going to work?
那你要什么时候工作？
Why I'm saying 25 hours
为
a
什么
day?
说24小时呢？
Because even when you sleep only 12 hours, other 12 hours they are useless. You're doing nothing.
因为就算你一天只睡12个小时，另外12个小时你也是无所事事。
Muslims are active.
真正的穆斯林是非常有活力的。
Muslims are those are part of the society who are achieving things, who are offering things to the society.
真正的穆斯林在这个社会上，他们是会有所贡献的。
But when you are only using, not offering, then you have to check your iman.
那如果说每次都在使用这些设施，但是自己却没有一些贡献的话，那我们要去检视一下自己的信仰是不是有问题。
When most of the time others are offering you things and you are offering nothing, double check your iman.
如果我们老是在从别人那里得到东西，自己却没有付出什么东西的话，那我们要去检视一下自己的信仰。
The Prophet Muhammad SAW, he told Abdullah ibn Zayd, the first one who came to tell him about this adhan. The Prophet Muhammad SAW told Abdullah ibn Zayd, he told him, go to Bilal and teach him this adhan because Bilal's voice is nicer than others.
那先知们的就跟第一个来跟他讲这个阿卜拉这个跟他说呢，你去找那个比拉，然后教他这个换麦子的这个内容，因为比拉的声音比大家的声音都好听。
Did Bilal see that dream?
那比拉有做这个梦吗？
He didn't.
他没有做这个梦。
But still, the Prophet Muhammad SAW asked those who saw the dream to go to Bilal and teach him this adhan and let Bilal do it.
那先知们的还是叫这个有做这个梦境的人去教比拉怎么样去念。
What we learn from this?
那我从这有学到什么？
Give the thing that you want it to be done in the correct way, give it to the right person. Don't give it to the person you like. Don't give it to the person you like to deal with. Give it to the professional person, the person who can do.
就说我们要把这件事情做好的话，那要交代给这个专业适合的人去做，不要说我比较喜欢这个，我就让他做。
This is one of the biggest disasters we have it in our Islamic society.
实际上，我们在伊斯兰的社会里面呢，就是很大的一个灾难，就是来自于这。
Give you an example.
我们举一个例子，
I make a school,
我办了一间学校，
so I want a principal for the school.
那我需要一个校长。
And I know that Brother Kamal is my good friend. He is a nice person.
那我知道卡曼 brother 他是一个好人，然后他是有一个好的朋友。
Yalla, you are the principal.
那就好，请你来当校长。
But I am dentist.
但是，可是你说我是一个牙医耶，
I don't know how to be a principal.
我不知道怎么当一个校长。
It's okay. You are a nice person. Go be the
没关系
principal.
啊，你是一个好人，你来当校长。
What will he do with the school?
那他会把学校怎么样？
Will damage it.
可能会把它整个毁掉了。
There is another person who is expert, who has been working as a principal in many different schools, who has the experience, but some points I don't really agree with him. Who cares? He is professional. Bring him if you want your project to be successful.
那有另外一个人，他呢也在教育界呢有好几十年的一个经验，他非常的有这个专业。可是呢，我觉得他对有一些做法呢，我不太认同他的做法。可是呢，我应该要摒弃掉自己的这些私人的一个意见，然后呢，就是让专业的人来做。
I know one person. He was so rich in Saudi Arabia.
我认识一个在沙地的人，他非常的有钱。
He had a group of hotels in Mecca.
他在麦加呢有很多的这个旅馆饭店。
You know how he used to pick up the head departments of the hotel?
你知道他怎么样去找到他这个饭店的主管吗？
He used to go to Haram
他每次都去进寺，
and check those who are teaching kids Quran.
他去找那一些在教小孩子念古兰经的人。
Whenever he finds someone who knows Quran by heart, he brings them to be a manager of one of his hotels.
他就是谁，他只要找到一个他会古兰经整本都背起来的，他就找他去他的那个饭店里面去当主管。
And he thinks that he's doing something good.
他觉得他这样做是一件好事。
You are hurting all the staff of the hotels
事实上呢，你会造成所有这个饭店里面的员工的困扰，
because those people, they're not professionals. This is not their job.
因为这一些会背古兰经的，他们的专业并不是做这个饭店的管理。
This is because we don't really understand Islam in the correct way. The Prophet Muhammad SAW, he didn't say, okay, Abdullah, you are the first one who came and told me this hadith, this the dream of adhan. Okay, you make the adhan. No, he said, go to Bilal. His voice is nicer than yours.
先知穆罕默德并没有说找这个第一个来跟他讲梦境的阿卜拉说，好吧，你这个跟我讲的，那就让你去做这个换拜吧。不是，他教他去找比拉，去教他来做换拜。
What is the important thing?
重点是什么？
The result.
是结果。
The important thing is the result for me, no, for Islam.
重点是结果呢，能够给伊斯兰带来好处。
When the companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when they hear Bilal in his nice voice saying Allahu Akbar, they would love to go to the masjid. But when they hear someone, his voice is similar as the grinding machine, then they will not go to the masjid.
就是说，他们那些弟子们，如果听到比拉优美的声音在换拜的话，他们就会很自然、很高兴、很喜悦的要去清真寺。但如果这个声音就是非常的很难听的话，他们就会意兴阑珊。
So this was one of the things happened in the first year.
这是第一年发生的其中一些事情。
What did the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ do else? What are the things he did?
那他还有做什么事情呢？
He started to contact all the tribes surrounding Medina.
他开始把麦地那周遭的其他的这些民族跟他们联络。
Why? To attack them? To fight? Why? To make agreements with them. You protect us, we protect you.
也是去跟他们开始签协议，就是我们要互相保护。
And people, those tribes, they accept. Why? Because Islam started to become bigger.
那旁边的那些族人，他们那些民族，他们都同意签这个协议，他们发现穆斯林越来越强大了。
So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he used to sign those agreements with all of those tribes, that all the tribes surrounding Medina, they became friends of Muslims.
那就是，所以他就是跟他们签很多协议呢，所以他们周遭的这些民族呢，都变成穆斯林他们的好朋友。
And then step by step, because they had this agreement, so they used to come to Medina. So because they used to come to the Medina, so they visit the masjid. So when they visit the masjid, they hear the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ talking, so it is easy for them to become Muslims.
因为他们有签这个协议，就常常来去麦地那，那去麦地那去参观清真寺，那去参观清真寺就会听到先知穆罕默德讲道，那听完之后他们就是很喜欢，就成为穆斯林。
Now in Medina, things settled down, and Medina became safe.
那麦地那这边就安定下来。
So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, the first thing he did, he arranged all of those things to be perfect. He arranged the safety of the city. He built the masjid, and then the trip of spreading Islam started.
最先重要的就是把这里面的让它整顿好，那些是盖好之后，一下都安定下来之后，大势已定了，他就准备好要开始去传道。
Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he used to ask al-Muhajirin, those who came from Mecca, he used to ask them to teach al-Ansar, to teach those in Medina. Why? Because al-Muhajirin, they already became Muslim 11 years ago, and they are with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, practicing with him, learning from him. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ asked them to teach al-Ansar.
那些穆罕默德呢，就叫那些麦加来的移民去教导麦地那这边的居民一些伊斯兰，因为他们已经11年前就成为穆斯林，已经学习很多了。
Don't say, I have been living with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ for 10, 11 years, learning from him. Then you want me to teach this new Muslim? No, I will not do it.
那不要想说我已经跟先知穆罕默德在他这边学了11年了，那你要叫我来教这些菜鸟吗？我才不要做。
No, actually, because of this, you have to teach this new Muslim.
不是这样子，正因如此，我们才要去教那些新的穆斯林。
They were all cooperating together to have the same level of belief.
他们就一起来互相的合作呢，能够达到相同的一个信仰的程度。
Now, let us go back a little bit to Mecca.
那我们再回来看麦加的情况。
Muslims in Medina, they are growing up.
麦
They
地那
are
的
relaxing.
麦地那的人越来越多，然后呢，非常的丰衣足食。
They are training, they are learning, they are increasing their iman.
他不断的学习训练，然后信仰越来越提升。
And these believers in Mecca, they are so angry and they are so worried that now Muslims, they become bigger and bigger.
那些麦加的这些不信道的人呢，他们就很生气，然后很担心说穆斯林越来越多，越来越强大。
So what does this believer did?
所以那些不信道的人就怎么做呢？
They break in all the houses of those immigrants.
他们就侵入那些所有移民到麦地那的 那些人他们的原本的旧家，
they take all of their belongings and sell it.
他就把他们原本留在旧家所有的东西财物都拿去卖掉。
And they sold their lands to other tribes and this and that. They collect all of this money and they start to use this money to do business.
然后他们就把他们的土地啊、房子啊卖给一些外地的人啊，然后呢，就拿这些钱呢，自己再拿去这个本钱去做生意。
And they used to send the news to those al-Muhajirin in Medina.
他们也会常把这个讯息呢，就是传送到那些麦地那那边的居民，
To make them angry.
就让那些卖家的一些新移民就是开始生气，
And they did.
然后他们也真的很生气，
They made them angry.
他真的惹恼了他们。
And those al-Muhajirin, they started to ask the Prophet Muhammad SAW, they started to complain that, Ya Rasulullah, we are big. We become bigger. We become able to attack those caravans. Let us go and attack those caravans and get back our things.
那一些麦地那那些新移民呢，他们就跟先知穆罕默德说呢，我们现在已经越来越强大，我们已经有能力了，就是他们那些公国上对经过，会把他们的一些东西抢过来，它原本都是属于我们的。
But the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he always used to say, we didn't get the permission yet.
那先知穆罕默德老是说呢，我还没有得到允许。
Even once, Hamza, you know who is Hamza? Hamza is Asadullah, the cousin of the Prophet, the uncle of the Prophet Muhammad SAW, and his name is the Lion of Allah.
那汉子呢，我们知道他很强大、很强壮，他是先知的一个叔父。然后呢，他是阿拉的狮子，他有这个称号。
Once Hamza was talking to the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he said, Ya Rasulullah, they are making use of our money. They used our money. They used our belongings. They became more and more rich because of our money, and we still don't want to fight them. You still don't allow us to get back our things from them.
那他们在跟先知说呢，阿拉的使者啊，他抢夺我们的财物，把我们的东西全部都偷去，然后卖掉，他变得越来越有钱。那你还不要我们去把他们反击吗？
You know, because they knew all the news. They were hearing the news that yes, we are taking your things, we are using your things, we are making money from your things. You know, to make them more angry.
因为他们这都有听到卖家来的一个消息，然后就是他们就故意要讲一些话来气他们。
So the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he told Hamza, I didn't get or I haven't get the permission
先知就跟他们
from
说，
Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to fight.
我没有得到阿拉的允许，让我们去跟他们打，
So Hamza became so angry
所以他们就很生气，
and he left the Prophet Muhammad
他就
SAW.
离开了。
What did the Prophet Muhammad SAW
那
do?
先知穆罕默德怎么做呢？
Did he announce that Hamza is disobeying me?
他有就是去公告大家说，汉达呢他违背了我，
Did he announce that Hamza now he has another organization?
还是说呢那个汉达他自己去另立门户了，这
What
样
did,
子吗？
what did he do?
那先知怎么说呢？
Did he call or send someone to Hamza to let him come to him?
他有差遣任何人去叫汉达回来吗？
No.
也没有。
The Prophet Muhammad SAW, he went to Hamza.
先知他自己去找汉达，
He found Hamza sitting in one place.
他发现汉达坐在一个地方，
So the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he sit next to him.
然后他就坐在他的先知坐在他旁边，
He put his hand on his shoulder.
他就手搭在他的肩膀上，
He said, Ya Hamza, we have to be patient.
他说汉达我们要有耐心，
And inshallah, we will get the best.
inshallah上来我们会得到最好的结果。
So Hamza, once he saw the Prophet Muhammad SAW coming to him, he relaxed.
那汉达看到先知穆罕默德来安慰他，他马上就放松下，就软化下来。
And he apologized that he was shouting.
然后他就跟他道歉，说他刚刚跟他骂他。
Then in the second year of immigration, two things happened in the second year. I mean, a lot of things, but two big things. First, that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He ordered Muslims to fast.
就在移民的第二年呢，有两件大事情发生。第一件大事呢，就是阿拉就是命令穆斯林要开始封斋，开始斋戒。
And here, this is something we need to learn.
这边有一点我们要学习，
This is the second year of Hijrah.
这是移民的第二年，
So means after how many years of Islam?
也就是14年、13第几年了？
12.
第12年了。
And today, when someone became Muslim, there are a lot of people, they say, if you don't fast tomorrow, it is Ramadan. If you don't fast tomorrow, you're going to hell.
那今天呢，反观我们今天如果有一个穆斯林，他在 Ramadan 之前成为穆斯林的话，我们跟他说，你明天就是 Ramadan，你要封斋哦，你没有封的话你就下地狱。
There are such people or no?
有没有这样的人？
There are.
有这样的人啊。
What Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He ordered the Muslims 12 years after Islam, He ordered them to fast.
那阿拉呢是在穆斯林，就是成为穆斯林12年之后才叫他们封斋。
Of course, this doesn't mean that today when there is a new Muslim, we tell him that you start to fast after 12 years.
那也不是说我们今天有穆斯林像刚基督教，我们跟他说你12年后再封斋就好，也不是这样子讲。
But this is to learn that we need to build the Iman first.
而是要我们学习到说，我们要先建立这个人的一个信仰。
Clear? So, that was the first thing. Then the second thing, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala gave the permission to Muslims to fight? No. To attack? No. To defend.
然后第二个阿拉给他们穆斯林这样的一个指令，就是说呢，给他们允许不是去打人家，不是去掀起一个战争，而是他们可以开始去捍卫他们自己。
Chapter 22, أُذِنَ لِلَّذِينَ يُقَاتَلُونَ بِأَنَّهُمْ ظُلِمُوا وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى نَصْرِهِمْ لَقَدِيرٌ. It is a permission for those who are being attacked. It is a permission for them that they were wrong, that people, they hurt them, and Allah is going to bring the victory to them.
在第22章阿拉有说呢，那一些被人家攻击打击的这些人的话呢，那阿拉允许他们就是能够去反击，能够去防卫，那么阿拉会为他们带来胜利。
Now, when they get this permission, right away, they were so happy.
他们一得到这个允许之后，大家都很开心。
And right away, they came to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and they said, okay, we want a plan. Let us see what are we going to do. We want to get back our things.
他们就去跟先知王者说呢，来，我们现在要来计划一下，因为我要把我们那些被抢夺的东西，把它全部要回来。
So then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he started to get the news whenever there is a caravan pass by Medina or a little bit far from Medina, then he and others, like 100 200 people, they move to get the things from them because it is the things of those al-muhajirin.
因为他们就开始去观察，如果有那些卖家的这些工作上队经过的话呢，他们就大概在200个人，他们就过去呢，把他们这些财物把它抢过来，因为这些原本就是他们被抢走的。
But in fact, nothing happened.
事实上，什么都没发生。
The first time, the first ghazwa, okay, now here, we have ghazwa. Ghazwa means battle.
嘎子完是战争，
And we have sariya.
撒利亚是
Ghazwa is the battle when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is with them. He went with them. He joined them.
嘎子的话呢，就是说先知穆罕默德有参加的这个战役。
Not Gaza. Ghazwa.
嘎子瓦
Okay? And Sariya is that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he arranged everything, but he doesn't go with them.
撒利亚就是先知穆罕默德，他有安排计划，可是他没有亲身的就是入战场。
Anyway, in that Ghazwa, the first Ghazwa was Ghazwat Waddan. It is one area near Medina.
第一个是嘎子瓦完蛋，它是在麦地那附近的一个区域。
The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he went with them. They were like 200 people, and they heard that there will be one caravan pass by there, but actually they couldn't catch them, and they didn't do anything. They didn't fight, and they couldn't get anything. But something happened.
就是说，第一次呢，先知穆罕默德带了大概200个人到达这个地方去，那他们听说有这个骆驼上队要经过，结果呢，什么事都没发生，那他们什么事都没做。不过有件事情发生了。
What the thing happened on the way coming back, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he found in that Waddan, in that area, he found that there is one tribe.
那就是他们回程的途中呢，他们在沿路上，先知穆罕默德发现了一个民族叫做完蛋。
That tribe called Bani Damra. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he went to them, he started to talk to them, he discussed with them, he signed an agreement with them.
那先知穆罕默德就是跟这个民族呢，他们就是商讨了一下，然后跟他们签了一个协议，
That also the same, both protect each other and so on.
就是他们互相保护的协议。
He came back, and then alaykum salam wa rahmah, and then there was another ghazwa.
那回来之后就有另外一个嘎子瓦，
And in that ghazwa also nothing happened.
那一场嘎子瓦呢，也是什么事都没发生。
And then there was another ghazwa called Al-Ashira. And also nothing happened, but the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ found one tribe there, also signed an agreement with them.
然后第三个嘎子瓦去啊，然后那一次呢，也是什么事都没发生。不过他们回程的时候，也是又发现另外一个民族，然后
is the Prophet Muhammad SAW. He left Medina and he went out and he got the news and he knew those news from the people, not from Allah Ta'ala, of course through Allah, but it is people, they were checking and they were spying and so on. So they prepare everything. And the Prophet Muhammad SAW is going out with them, but still failed.
那先知穆罕默德他得到这个线索密报，然后呢，就3次呢都过去要去，结果就发现什么事都没有成功。
Failed in what? The Prophet Muhammad SAW never failed in spreading Islam.
就是什么叫做失败呢？先知穆罕默德他在传教传播伊斯兰的这件事情上从来没有失败。
But failed in getting back some money.
不过他就是要把他们的财物要回来的话，失败了。
So what?
那又怎么样？
If the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he went out to catch some caravans and he couldn't, and he came back without money, then when something similar happened to you, why you become angry?
那如果说我们想说，先知穆罕默德呢，他就叫这个线报，然后呢去那边要拦截这个骆驼相对，结果呢3次呢什么都一无所获的回来，无功而返，他都可以去接受。那反观我们自己，如果遇到一些小挫折的话，为什么我们自己不能接受这样的挫折？
You think that you are more important to Allah than the Prophet Muhammad SAW?
我们以为说我们比先知穆罕默德更重要吗？
If the Prophet Muhammad SAW 4 or 5 times he went out to get back something, some money, and he couldn't, so what?
那先知穆罕默德他有4、5次要出去讨回他们的钱，可是都无功而返，那又怎么样？
We need to learn that this dunya, this money, this position, this title is nothing.
我们要了解到今生这些金钱啊，这些名望地位啊，它根本就是没有，就是微不足道的。
The Prophet Muhammad SAW, when he was still in Mecca, when the disbelievers they came to him, they said, "You want money? We will make you the most rich one among us. You want power? We will assign you as our king. You want title? We will give you the title. What do you want?" And then he said, "Nothing."
那以前在先知穆罕默德在卖家的时候，那些人就跟他说：“你要钱，我就让你成为最有钱的人；你要成为国王，我就让你成为国王；你要什么东西，我就给你什么。”那先知说：“我什么都不要。”
He said, "I want you to say La ilaha illallah."
他说呢：“我只希望你们要念这个，就是要说万物非主，唯有阿拉是崇拜的真主。”
Today, how much we care to see people saying La ilaha illallah, to hear people saying La ilaha
今天呢，我们如果看到人家念作证词的话，我们多么开心，有多关心。
Today, we are ready to forget La ilaha illallah if we are going to get some money.
如果说我们今天要去拿一些钱，就是取回一些钱的话呢，我们都可以忘记这个作证词。
If we don't go back to Islam, wallahi, if we don't go back to Islam, we will remain losers forever.
如果说我们没有回到伊斯兰的正道的话呢，我们永远都是最失败的。
Then, there was another battle. It's called Badr,
然后接下来就另外一场战争叫做 Badr。
but not the one that we know.
那这个 Badr 战不是我们熟悉的那一场战争。
There was Badr al-Ula, means Badr the first, and there was Badr al-Kubra, means Badr the one that we know.
它有就是第一个白德战，然后还有第二个就是白德战，就是第二个是我们大家比较熟悉的。
This Ghazwat Badr al-Ula, the first, it was not for caravan, it was not for making money.
那第一场的白德战的话，并不是为了骆驼相对要把他这个钱拿回来。
It was because one person or one group from one tribe, let us say a group of gangsters for example, from one tribe, they attack one part of Medina and they steal something from them.
但是有一个部族的，他们有一些土匪呢，就是侵袭了一部分的麦地那这个地方。
So the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he arranged 150 people and he was with them running after that person to catch him, but he could run away.
先知穆罕默德就带了150个人，他就亲自上阵，然后就把那些土匪强盗抓过来。可是呢，就是没有抓到。
Now, another thing happened that the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he sent Saraya. Remember Saraya is that he sent a group of soldiers and he was not with them.
那另外一场战争就是先知穆罕默德就是差遣了一队军队，然后他没有跟他们去。
He sent them with some leaders, like with Talha, like with Hamza, and some others. That he sent them to some places, and sometimes they succeed in catching the caravan and take their things and leave everybody, never kill anyone, and Nobody attacked them, so they didn't kill. So they just get their things back and release those people.
那有时候呢，他就派这些军队，他就找几个领导人，然后他自己没有去，然后他们就是有时候他们有几次有成功，就是有拦截到这些落后商队，把那些他们属于他们的财物拿回来，但是没有伤害到任何一个人。
Another thing happened in the second year after Hijrah, after immigration. This is important thing, which is what? Which is changing the direction of praying.
那在移民的第2年呢，有另外一件很重要的事情发生，就是礼拜的方向就是改变了。
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was in Mecca, he used to pray facing what? Facing Al-Aqsa, Jerusalem.
就是先知穆罕默德他们还在麦加的时候，他们在礼拜的都是朝拜的方向是耶路撒冷的那个阿萨。
And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was in Mecca.
那先知穆罕默德那时候在麦加。
And he didn't like not to pray to Kaaba.
他并不是说不喜欢面朝麦加来礼拜。
So what he used to do?
那为什么做？
He used to go to one part in Kaaba that he is facing Jerusalem, but Kaaba is in front of him, not in the back.
他常常会去那个天房的一个附近呢，然后他的方向呢是朝着这个耶路撒冷，那也同时也是朝着这个天房。
But then when he went to Medina, he couldn't.
但是他当移民到麦地那的话，他就不能这样做了。
So he couldn't. So he was facing where when he prayed?
所以他礼拜的时候就朝什么地方？
Jerusalem.
就朝耶路撒冷。
This is the order from Allah.
这是阿拉的命令。
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he loved to pray facing Kaaba.
先知穆罕默德他很喜欢面朝天房来礼拜。
But the order from Allah Ta'ala is more important than what I love.
但是阿拉的命令比我个人的喜好更重要。
Today, do we have this?
那我们今天有这样的一个态度吗？
Many of us, we don't have it.
很多人都没有。
Today, many of us we say that, oh, I love this person, so let me support him.
我们今天说啊，我很喜欢这个人，所以我要支持他。
Then we say, but this person is doing things against Islam,
那你跟他说，这个人他在伤害伊斯兰，
so you shouldn't support him.
你不应该支持他。
Yeah, but I love him.
他说，可是呢，我很喜欢这个人，
Yes, but Islam is more important.
但是伊斯兰是比较重要的。
It's okay, let me support him and Allah will forgive me.
说没关系啊，我支持他，阿拉会原谅我。
No, Allah will punish you and him.
那没有，应该说阿拉会惩罚你，会惩罚他。
And on the day of judgment, he will not say, oh Allah, that person loved me. You punish me, don't punish me.
那审判这个时候他会讲说啊，那个就是我喜欢这个人，所以说你惩罚我就好了。
That person will not say this on the day
啊，
of judgment.
那个人他不会替你担你的过。
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu the best, the most nice and close place to him was Kaaba.
先知穆罕默德跟他自己最亲近的一个地方就是天房，
Mecca is his hometown.
麦加是他的家乡，
Haram was the place that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu loved the most.
近寺是他最喜欢的地方。
He always wished that Allah Ta'ala will allow him or will give him the permission to pray facing the place that he loved the most.
他一直很希望阿拉能够准许他能够去朝，就是面朝他喜欢的这个地方来礼拜。
But Allah Ta'ala, He ordered the Prophet Muhammad to pray facing Jerusalem, first facing Al-Aqsa.
但是阿拉还是就是命令先知穆罕默德要面朝耶路撒冷的阿萨那边来礼拜。
So we listen and obey.
那我们就听从，就是服从。
After 2 years in Medina, or 1.5 years in Medina, the Prophet Muhammad is praying facing Al-Aqsa, not giving his face, not facing Kaaba, facing totally different direction. After 2 years, then Allah Ta'ala, He said, this is in chapter 2, قَدْ نَرَى تَقَلُّبَ وَجْهِكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ. We can see how much you love to face that direction in prayer.
就是说，先知穆罕默德在迁徙到麦地那的2年的期间呢，他都是背朝这个麦加的天房，然后面朝耶路撒冷来礼拜。然后呢，就这样子2年过去之后，那阿拉在古兰经第2章有降示，就是我知道你很喜欢这个麦加这个天房。
فَلَنُوَلِّيَنَّكَ قِبْلَةً تَرْضَاهَا. Now we will change the qibla into a qibla you love.
现在呢，我要把这个礼拜的方向呢改变成你喜欢的这个地方。
فَوَلِّ وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. So when you want to pray, you face Kaaba.
当你要礼拜的时候，你就面朝天房。
Then وَحَيْثُمَا كُنْتُمْ, and whenever you are, don't think that this is for Muhammad only. وحيثما كنتم, whenever you are, you all كنتم, you all Muslims, وحيثما كنتم فولوا وجوهكم شطرة, you face the same direction.
就是说，你们穆斯林不管在什么地方，你们都要朝拜同样的这个方向。
When you are doing the things for the sake of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, just be patient. And wallahi, you will get not what you want, more than what you want.
就是说，当你就是非常，就是你要服从阿拉，而且你非常的坚忍不拔，非常的有耐心的去服从、去遵守的话，那就是我们跟阿拉发誓说，你不只会得到你喜欢的东西，而且会胜过你喜欢的东西。
But be sincere in your relation with Allah.
但是在我们跟阿拉之间的关系的话，我们必须要非常的真诚。
If you are not sincere in your relation with Allah, then do not ask Allah for things because He will not give it to you.
如果我们面对阿拉的时候，这种真诚的心都不足的话呢，那就是说，不要以为阿拉真的会给我们。
And if you are sincere, then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He will satisfy you and He will give you the best and He will show you that this is the best.
那如果你是很真诚的去对待阿拉的话呢，那么阿拉呢，就是会给你最好的东西，而且会让你知道这就是对你最好的。
So this was another thing happened, changing the direction. Then the third thing happened is Ghazwat Badr al-Kubra, is the big battle of Badr.
那第三件事情，第二点发生的就是说，真正我们比较熟悉的、比较大的这个白德尔战。
Which was the first battle, the first fighting in Islam, and it was the first victory in Islam.
它是伊斯兰里面真正的一场战役，那是真正有打起来的战争，也是第一场胜利。
And this we will know the whole story about it tomorrow, inshallah.
那inshallah明天我们来讲。
وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله